Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment as the Tennessee Titans win their fourth straight game. They defeat the Cincinnati Bengals 24-20, and yet again, it's an ugly victory, but yet again, it is a victory. People, please. These are much better problems than we've had in the recent past in Nashville. Yes, we're winning ugly games, but people, we're winning games. We are barreling straight through to the playoffs, man. As long as we can just stay healthy and win the games that we should, we good. Okay, we may not go to the Super Bowl, we may not go to the AFC Championship, but damn it, this is progress in Tennessee, and I'm happy about it. The Titans got it done again in Nashville against the Cincinnati Bengals, and this was a big victory to me because this was a game that I looked at before the season, that we all looked at before the season, saying this is a game that we should win. Yes, the Bengals are a little bit more underwhelming than we thought they would be, but still, this is a team that we should beat if we want to prove ourselves to be a playoff team, and we did that today. In anticipation of the huge Thursday Night Football game this week, in which we go to Pittsburgh and face right now, what are they, the best team in the AFC, the Pittsburgh Steelers, a game in which, look, I don't love our chances, but we'll talk a little bit more about that later. All right, so right now, let's talk about this game, and again, it was an ugly win, but a win, and you look at this football team, I do think they do play down to talent a bit. It feels like sometimes in the middle of these games, they kind of get bored, and then as soon as the other team comes back or they make a big play and then it's time for us to respond, we always do. Okay, so we have the AJ Green touchdown, however long it was, 60, 70, whatever, how many yards it was, in which Logan Ryan fell down, and he didn't have a great game today, probably his worst game of the season, because that was just a huge play, a play you cannot give up at this juncture of the football game. What was the fourth quarter? You cannot give up that kind of play. And then immediately afterward, we responded. We went right down, scored a touchdown, the go-ahead touchdown to win the game, and you heard Mark Schlereth on commentary say, "Oh, the Titans just look so low energy. They just look so low energy." And then we went right down and scored a touchdown. Because I do believe we are low energy, and I think that stems from Marcus Mariota. I mean, he's not a very high energy guy at any time during the game, at any time ever in his life, right? So the team kind of feeds off of that, but it works. Okay, so we're not going to be going crazy in the middle of a game. If we're going down, we're going to respond in a calm way, and that's what you saw here. So that's the problem with this football team right now. I think that's part of the problem. We also had mistakes today. Okay, so Rashard Matthews, let's start with him. He dropped a touchdown, I want to say in the second quarter. He has an easy touchdown, he dropped it. But the thing about him is he doesn't drop anything. Like last year, I'm pretty sure he had 1 or 2 drops. He had one of the lowest drop percentages in the NFL, and up until this game, he still had one of the lower drop percentages in the NFL. I think he had maybe 1 this year. Last week, you could say he had a drop, but I think that ball was just raked out by the defender. He's been very sure-handed in his time in Tennessee. Today, that was a huge drop, though. That was unfortunate. And there was another play where he was throwing the ball in triple coverage, and the ball was raked out, but I thought he could have had that if he would have just been a little more stronger. But that was not as egregious as Corey Davis to me. Okay, so we saw with Corey Davis today the good and the bad. First of all, on this play, okay, it was, I want to say, the third quarter. Okay, we hit Corey Davis near the end of the third quarter on what was a bit of a shallow cross. I believe he runs up the field, goes all the way down to the 1-yard line, sticks his arm out, and then drops the ball as he's doing it, and it is called a touchback as DeMarco Murray catches it in the end zone. This is bad. You cannot do this, okay? I understand you were really trying to get the touchdown. You were eager to get your first NFL touchdown, but this was a huge play because if we get this play, the game's pretty much over. We go up by 10 or 11 points. The Bengals probably wouldn't come back from that, and it would have been nice. You had your first NFL touchdown, it'd be great. So mistakes, okay, we saw mistakes today, but what we're seeing is a huge difference in what we've seen in the recent past, because the Tennessee Titans teams of old, as in 2 years ago, would have easily lost this game. That AJ Green touchdown would have been the end of it. These mistakes we would have looked back and say, oh, we should have won the game if this would have happened and this would have happened. But we win the game anyway, because when it's time to show up, when it's time to respond, when it's time to win the game, we do it. And this is the distinction between teams like us and teams like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that can't really win stuff right now. They won today, but still they're struggling overall. The difference between us and the LA Chargers. The Chargers are in games all the time. Every single week during games. Damn it, they should have won today. But they can't get it done late. We can. That's why we're 6-3 and they're 3-6. That's literally the difference between a team like the Titans and a team like the Chargers. That's it. If you look at the talent, damn it, the talent's about the same. Maybe you can even argue the Chargers have more talent. You can even make that argument that the Chargers have more talent than the Tennessee Titans. But the difference is the Titans, their identity, their culture, their intelligence, their intellect, they know how to win games. They have the character, they have the intangibles, and the Chargers just don't. Whether it's coaching, whether it's organization, whatever, that's the difference. That's the difference that we saw today. Marcus Mariota overall had a decent day. Not one of his better games of the season, I say, but even then, this is fine, right? If this is the quarterback we're gonna have for the whole year, we'd still have, I believe, an average quarterback in the NFL, but it wasn't his best day. The interception was pretty bad. He keeps having these interceptions now every other week, it seems. We were just like, what the hell is that? And he just keeps throwing into these coverages where I'm not really sure what he's seeing. Someone check his contact lenses, because sometimes I don't know what he's throwing at. It didn't make any sense for him to throw to Darquez Dender there. I know Darquez Dender, the Cincinnati Bengals corner, he kind of peeled off the wide receiver he was covering, but Mariota was looking over there. He could have seen he was going to do that, so that didn't make sense to me at all, but whatever. He had the touchdown, which was nice. The game-winning touchdown to DeMarco Murray. You know, I've seen some people complain, and I have a bit as well. I said this last week. You know, Mariota doesn't have many touchdown passes this year. He has about 6, now 7 after this game. But the thing is, we just keep running the ball at the goal line. That's our move, right? Although we only have 7 passing touchdowns, we may have over 15 rushing touchdowns. I have to check the exact number, but at least 10, right? Whereas teams like the Lions have like no rushing touchdowns. So, of course, Matthew Stafford's passing touchdowns are inflated because of that. Mariota's stats do not tell the whole picture. I mean, that's just the truth there, folks. So if we're really looking for him to have more passing touchdowns, this just doesn't appear to be the year for that, because we really want to run the ball at the goal line. For better or worse, that's our move. Our run game today was okay, but it really wasn't consistent, and I thought we got pretty pass happy, especially near the end of the game. I don't know why we kept throwing the damn football, although I'm always a proponent of throwing the football in most situations. I was not in this situation. We were up in this game, and then even when we were coming back, we were down 20-17. And we were going down the field. I felt we should have ran it more there. We didn't have to have that much urgency as we had. Lucky it worked out, but we could have run the ball. You know, when we were down at the 5-yard line with 40 seconds left, you can run the ball there. Instead, we threw the ball. Delaney Walker got hit. Jesus Christ, he got hit hard. He went down, and we lost 10 seconds off the clock because of that. Actually, we had to take a timeout or face a 10-second penalty. You could have ran the ball there. You could have ran the ball there easily to me, but whatever. We got in. Luckily, we got in, so we don't have to worry about that too much. But look out for that. Mariota ran today a good amount. He ran 6 times for 51 yards. Little too much running for my liking, I would say. He doesn't have to run this much, although it is beneficial to us. It did help us out in this game. We don't want him running this much to me. I think this is asking for trouble. Okay, I think if he runs this much in the future, we're going to have problems. He can't just run 6 times every single game. He's not going to make it through a full season. So I think we need to chill with all these zone reads, Mariota keeps, and all this nonsense. It's a little too much for my liking. Adoree Jackson offensively. And Adoree Jackson as a whole today was fantastic. And we're seeing the impact he can have offensively. We need to use him more offensively. You look at his defensive play today, though. We'll just go ahead and transition to the defense for a second. He was fantastic. He was our best corner today. He may have been our best defender today. So the question is with him. Because, again, my overall thing under Adoree Jackson is he wasn't good in college. He just wasn't. As a cover corner. Now, can he develop into being one of the NFL? Sure, but you're taking a chance on that. So, is this an indication that he is actually going to become an NFL good corner, that he is becoming an NFL good corner, or a good NFL corner? But, or is this just one good game? Is this a flash in the pan? Although he's had a couple flashes in the pan. So you're seeing an argument, and if you want to make this argument, that's fine, that he is developing, that he's actually going to be pretty good. And I can buy into that. I'm not going to go 100% there and saying, okay, yes. Just like how I'm not going to go 100% for Deshaun Watson saying that, oh yeah, he's done, he's a franchise quarterback. I ain't going 100% on anybody yet. Okay, that's just, I'm not doing that. That's just not my move. I'll let that be your move. You can say Kareem Hunt's the best NFL running back of all time because he had a great rookie year. I'll let you do that. I'm going to relax, and I'll make conclusions in year 2 and year 3. But for right now, I'm liking what I'm seeing for Adoree Jackson. But can we get a return for a touchdown, damn it? Okay, this is the one thing I expected of him. We haven't seen it yet. We got to see it this year, right? Come on, give me at least one. But overall, great day for Adoree Jackson for sure. Not a great day for Logan Ryan, as I aforementioned, but Wesley Woodyard keeps making freaking plays, dog. This guy's all over the damn field. Luckily, we extended this guy. He's doing well. Avery Williamson, did he play? I didn't see Avery Williamson today, and I'm looking at the box score. I don't see his name. He must have been injured because even though I'm not the biggest Avery Williamson fan, he'll show up on the box score. He'll get like 5 tackles, so maybe he was injured today. I didn't hear anything about it, but I guess he was injured today, so that's fine. Kevin Byard. Now, he messed up, I believe, on both the A.J. Green and Brandon LaFell touchdowns today, which I did not love. But other than that, you know, he's still Kevin Byard. He's good. He's one of our better defenders. In fact, this year overall, he's been our best defender, so that's fine. Good game from LaShawn Sims. I would say whenever I saw him, he was doing a good job, so I like that. Other than that, Brian Arakpo, huge play, getting the fumble recovery. No, not fumble recovery, but getting the forced fumble. Derek Morgan with the recovery. And again, I'm kind of done with Derek Morgan. I think he's a rotational pass rusher at this point. I think we need to find someone better than Derek Morgan because Brian Arakpo himself, I like him, but even he's not that consistent, right? We're going to have to get a consistent pass rush next year if we want to make a Super Bowl, and I really want to make a damn Super Bowl, not even make one, win a Super Bowl. We got to get a big-time pass rusher, okay? Opposite of Brian Arakpo, Derek Morgan, I don't think he's really it, okay? I think he's a rotational guy on a Super Bowl team, and I want to be a Super Bowl team, as you should too. Other than that, Sylvester Williams, I don't know what he does. All right, we'll move on to the Cincinnati Bengals, and we'll move back to the Titans as I end this video. You know, for the Bengals, look, the season's lost. I told you this a couple weeks ago. How I told you after week 3. When you saw the 0-3, I said, okay, the season's over. You're going to win some games. In fact, I think since week 3, yeah, you're 3-3, and I think from here on out, you know, you have what, 7 games left. You'll probably be 4-3, or maybe 3-4, and that's fine. But you just dug yourself too much of a hole early. You should have fired your offensive coordinator earlier, and that's pretty much it. That's all you should have done. Okay, because now your offense is looking better. Andy Dalton, though, he looked okay overall today. In fact, again, you know, my premise is if he was on the Jaguars would be 8-1, right? I mean, the Jaguars would be unstoppable with Andy Dalton. But he just still does some stupid stuff that I can't defend. What the hell was that fumble? The second fumble that he had, he took the snap and he just boop. He just let the ball go to the right side of the offensive line. I don't know what the hell happened there. And it's stuff like that that you look at and you just say, what the hell is he doing? Okay, you're a veteran quarterback in this league and you're still doing crap like that. Didn't make any sense to me, but look at the stats today. They look good. 20 of 35, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. So it looked good statistically. He's still the quarterback for the Bengals to me, but you still have to build a damn good team around him for you to really do anything. Okay, so just keep looking out for this guy moving forward, but he deserves to be the starter in 2018. Maybe not after. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Here's the thing about Joe Mixon. Okay, so Joe Mixon, look, I never bought into the hype. If you followed me before the draft, I always said, look, I like Joe Mixon. I don't get why people say he was the best running back out of the draft. I thought that was nonsense. He's good. I mean, I thought it was a late first round talent, maybe early second. He's okay. You know, he's okay, but maybe next year is really going to pop off. But this year, I really haven't seen it. The one argument I will buy into is that the offensive line is ass. And with a better offensive line, we will see more Joe Mixon. Okay, I could buy that. But at the same time, I just haven't really seen much, right? And I have him in a couple fantasy leagues, and he's all right, but he just never really does much for me. So I'd like to see more from this guy. Only 9 carries today for 37 yards. Is anyone really excited about Joe Mixon right now? Because I'm not. AJ Green, he's a beast, and he should have been suspended for this game. I'm sorry, I'm not being biased here. He really should have. I mean, the fact that you could absolutely assault Jalen Ramsey the way he did and play today didn't make any sense to me, but whatever. Look, Andre Johnson did less than AJ Green did. The difference was Andre Johnson, when he fought Cortland Finnegan, Finnegan's helmet was off. So I guess that was what made it more, you know, whatever, you know, for that to deserve a suspension. I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. I thought AJ Green should have been suspended, but whatever. He played great. And he had what was the go-ahead touchdown, but not the game-winning touchdown for the Cincinnati Bengals. Great game for Brandon LaFell. John Ross, they're not using John Ross at all. Don't know why. Again, I was pretty high on John Ross coming out of college. They're just not really using this guy. It's unfortunate to me because I think he has a whole bunch of talent, but they're just not using him at all. Defensively for the Bengals, Vontez Baboon. Okay, Vontez Burfict, man. This guy's a baboon. Oh my goodness, this guy's a baboon. Okay, so we look at the play in which, who was it, DeMarco Murray or was it Delaney Walker? I want to say DeMarco Murray. Okay, either he caught a pass or he ran out of bounds, okay? And then Vontez Burfict puts his hands up and then he bumps into DeMarco Murray. Now, let me tell you something. This did not deserve a penalty, but it was intentional, okay? Because it was a putting of the hands up and then he just, boom, he just chest bumped him, okay? It was an intentional chest bump, just like a little like, oh yeah, I didn't do anything, oh, you know, just, I know what he was doing there. That was intentional. Now, I don't think that deserves a penalty, but when you're Vontez Baboon and you're on everyone's watch list, if you're an NFL referee, you're gonna get calls like this. Okay, so we got that call. Then I don't know what he did because CBS or Fox, because for some reason this game was on Fox, which didn't make any sense to me, they couldn't find an angle. Okay, they could not show us what actually happened. Apparently, Vontez Burfict put his hands on a referee, okay, and then he got ejected, which for some reason is the first ejection he's had in the regular season. I read, whatever. This guy's a baboon. I mean, can this guy not chill? I mean, why is it every year, hell, every couple of weeks, this guy's getting into some form, some kind of trouble? Some people have no self-awareness whatsoever. So he got ejected, and that helped our chances, so I was fine with it. Again, the first penalty was BS, but the second is legit. Anytime you put your hands on an official, you're begging to be ejected, and that's what he got. Other than that, for the Cincinnati Bengals defense, not too many conclusions I can really make. I mean, Geno Atkins is a beast. Carl Lawson's playing well his rookie year. You know, it's okay. The defense is all right, but it's just a lost season already. It's just not good enough right now for the Cincinnati Bengals, and I can't really tell you why. You know, they need a little more talent, a little more chemistry building, a little more creativity offensively, and it's just too late for that at this point. You know, you got to show up in the training camp next season and just put together a better game plan than they came into this season. So just look out for that, but yeah, the season's over. So final Tennessee Titans conclusions. One more thing I wanted to say on the receivers, okay? Corey Davis. Okay, so again, not a great day overall because he just blew the touchdown, which is, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. You can't do that. But other than that, he was actually decently impressive, but he and Mariota have no chemistry right now. Damn near no chemistry, okay? You saw 10 targets today for Corey Davis. Came down with 4 receptions. But there are plenty of plays in which Mariota threw to Davis and he wasn't where he was supposed to be, or, you know, they were just miscommunicating and whatnot. They're not on the same page. You have to get on the same page. But I really wish the Titans would watch Corey Davis's film in college, because what they would see is that, yes, Corey Davis can catch a hell of a lot beyond 15 yards, but what he does really well, and what he did on the should have been touchdown, is he can take the short routes and turn them into long receptions. You need to force feed Corey Davis, not with these go routes, not with these seam routes, not with these deep posts, not with these deep out routes, not with these deep corners, but with these short routes, slant routes, shallow crosses in which he will take them and he will run for maybe 80 yards. That's what you need to force feed him with, and they're not doing that right now. I don't understand why. Can someone call Terry Rubisky and tell him this? Because I'm telling you, when you start to use Corey Davis like that and then extend his range after he comes down with those shorter receptions, because now the cornerbacks will be cognizant and they're going to be creeping up a bit, that is when you're going to have extreme success with Corey Davis, because this guy is talented, but they're just not using him quite right yet. And despite that, he's still doing all right. So this week, this Thursday Night Football, Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. So here's my overall thoughts on this game. I think we're going to lose. I think we're going to lose pretty significantly, probably by 10 points or more. But the last time I thought about this, or the last time I thought this about this football team, was last year, Tennessee Titans against the Kansas City Chiefs, okay, in Kansas City. I said we're going to lose. I said we're not going to get it done. The Chiefs look like a 13-3 team, one of the best teams in the NFL. We ain't got no shot. And we got the W. Okay, so I'm looking out for this game because, as I aforementioned in this very video, the Titans for some reason play down to talent. They get a little bored during football games, and then when they have to show up, they do. Who are the two best teams that the Tennessee Titans have faced this season? The Jacksonville Jaguars, in which they went to Jacksonville and kicked their ass. The Seattle Seahawks, in which they pretty much handled in Nashville. When the Titans have had to show up against good teams this year, they've gotten it done. The Houston Texans game was not a situation in which this occurred, but the Texans ain't that good, right? They're 3-5 right now. So when we face the 6-3 Jaguars and we face the, what are they now, 6-3 Seahawks, we played pretty well. So as we travel to go face the 7-2 Steelers, I'm keeping my eyebrow raised because perhaps this team does their very best when they go up against the very best in this league. And we're going to find out very shortly. Again, I think we'll lose, but the good thing is we can afford to lose. Because the Jaguars won today, damn it. It is looking more and more like they're going to win this division. I mean, their schedule is just so easy. Next week, they go to Cleveland. The week after that, I think they go to Arizona. And then they host the Indianapolis Colts. That should be a W, and a W right there, okay? Their schedule's so damn easy. But you know what? Honestly, I really don't care about winning this division. I just want to get the 5th seed, and I want to go face Jacksonville. Jacksonville can win the division, but if we get the wild card and we have Jacksonville in that wild card matchup, oh yeah, you won the division, but guess who's coming to town now? And we'll see who wins the game. That really matters. All right, so there you go. Those are my thoughts on the Titans versus Cincinnati Bengals. Your thoughts, comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. See you all later.